What's going on, guys? It's the Gamer Buff, a weekly rundown of gamer news. I'm Jefferson Carps with the Gamer Buff, Dove Larson. What's going on, Dove?
Not much. How you doing, Carps?
I am spectacular. Let's hit the gamer news. This is big. This is so much fun. Nintendo has announced 4 Super Nintendo games joining the Switch online library. One is one of my personal favorites. What do you got?
We got Battletoads, Double Dragon.
Woo!
I know that's what you're talking about right there.
What a game.
We
What a
got
beat 'em up.
Big Run, Eraser,
Yep.
Cosmo Gang, The Puzzle, what it kind of sounds like, and Kono, I'm probably mispronouncing that, Dodgeball. It looks like it's got the characters from River City. You were correct.
Yeah, it's an old Tecmo game.
Yeah, and it's a dodgeball game. So it looks like I've played it, so I'm gonna go check it out as soon as it's on Switch.
Yeah, this is huge,
I'm gonna
but
kick his ass right.
yeah, the last 3 are great, but Battletoads, Double Dragon coming to the Switch online library. This was a great game. Worlds collided. The Battletoad, yeah, Jimmy and Billy, was it? The brothers, Blue and Red, and Rash, Pimple, and Zit from Battletoads combined forces. The animation's great. The beat 'em up is great. You have Battletoad moves. You have Double Dragon
really
moves.
hard too.
You
I'm
have some
sorry.
racing.
Like I was decent at Double Dragon, but trying to play the crossover, it was like a whole nother level. 'Cause I didn't play Battletoads at all, but I respect Double Dragon, so I tried it.
Everybody
Hard.
eventually beat Double Dragon, but Battletoads Double Dragon was a whole different cookie, my man. This was tough.
Hell yeah.
And I'll tell you, you get to that racing level, which is great. You're jumping over things, you're beating people up, and you're bouncing along. But it's so tough to get past. And if you did get past it, you were done on the next level. This takes you back to when games were challenging and when you had to beat it or you're starting all over. Battletoads, Double Dragon, if you're a Switch player, this is huge. Get to the online library and go play this game.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Let's do it, man.
Love it. Dove.
Yes.
Dead Static Drive. This is a game in the works. You have some news. Dead Static Drive. What's happening?
Yeah, well, actually I reached out to the creators or the developers, I'm sorry, on Steam, and they told me that the game, well, I asked, when's the game coming out? Your little window's shrinking. It should be at least a narrowed down release date. They had Q3 of 2024, and they basically said it's not in a state that they're happy with, and I'm paraphrasing here. And they're pushing the release date to Q1 of 2025. So did a little journalism for you guys, reached out to the creators at Dead Static Drive, and it's getting pushed, which sucks, but also it's great that they're going to take the time and they're going to make things right. So that's the best part.
So basically, this game release date was now, and there was no news on it.
Right.
And nobody knows what's happening. You went in there, you did some work, you found out they're going to push it back just a little bit.
Yep.
And now we know Dead Static Drive, we're looking at early next year. Dead Static Drive, just tell us a little bit about the game real quick, because you're excited about this game.
Oh yeah, man. It's supposed to be in like an alternative 1980s, they say like Lovecraftian, but it's just like a really cool comic book-esque vibe. Action, I'm going to say adventure. There's some RPG elements to it. It looks like there's a lot to do with choice. I'm just really interested in this thing overall. It just looks like a different game, just not something that you see every day. So really, that's what I'm excited for, to try something different. And this looks that way, both in terms of story and presentation. I love the art style. I'm really excited for it to come out.
Right, so keep an eye on Dead Static Drive. We're talking early 2025?
First quarter, yeah. So let's hope before, what is that, before March or whatever? I don't know, quarters.
Yeah, we're talking, January, February, March of 2025, Dead Static Drive. Exciting game. Keep an eye on it. Dove, it's time to blast to the past. It's time for the retro rewind on the Gamer Buff, and I'm going back. I was playing this late last week. What an incredible game. Super Nintendo, 1993, Star Fox.
Man, that is a hell of a game. It's a tough one, I got to tell you.
Oh, I got nowhere.
tough old school retro game. But like, man, what a good one.
Here's
What
the
a
thing.
reach.
The older games, the retro games are really difficult. They
Mhm.
really make you earn it. Now,
Hell
Star
yeah.
Fox 1993, like I said, Super Nintendo, like I said, just an amazing game. It broke the mold. The first 3D game on Super Nintendo. They used the Super FX graphic chip to make a visually stunning game for the time.
Hell yeah.
Fox McCloud and his gang of mercenaries came to save the planet. What a blast this game was. Listen to these ratings for Star Fox in 1993. Game rankings, 88% score. Computer and Video Games publication, 96%. EP Daily, 9 out of 10.
That's
GamePro, 5 out of 5. Cube 3, 9 out of 10. Electronic Games publication, 95%. The list goes on. Star Fox, Super Nintendo, 1993. I've gotten nowhere, and I fucking love the challenge. I love it, dude. The graphics, the flying. I know the controls are tough.
that's what always
That's what gets you,
people.
because you
Yeah,
don't
it-
have. You just have a
there's no
directional pad.
analog. There's no like two analogs, so you can't control
Yeah.
perspective
Right.
and drive and pitch and all that.
Right.
So it's very tough to
It's-
do with just a thumb pad.
It's tough, but man, the mission, the fact you're flying on the Super Nintendo game, you're blasting lasers, you got the sonic boom blast, you got your team with you. You have a clear mission set out. You fail every time, but it makes you want it more. Star Fox, Fox McCloud, who went on
Great
to
game.
Super Smash Brothers.
oh, naturally. Yes.
Dude, what
Best
a great game. If you're doing, it's on Switch. It's been on Switch since 2019. If you're looking for a retro, go back and play Star Fox. Great game. It's the retro rewind for this week's episode. Star Fox.
Hell yeah. I think I got to confirm it later, but they might be coming with a new installment of that in the near future. Maybe on the Switch too, but we'll talk about that later.
All right, maybe a Star Fox remake. Let's finish the news with a 2-pack of Star Wars, a double dip, if you will, of Star
I will.
Wars.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
start with Star Wars Jedi. No big surprise, Dove. It's a trilogy. That's confirmed, and the final chapter is in the works.
Yeah, I like you said, not a shock. It's a Star Wars game, so like it's great that they're just doing a trilogy. I'm actually excited to see where they go, and also that it does have an end. You know, like a lot of times franchises just kind of wander off into nowhere, but for them to confirm that this is the third and final chapter, I actually kind of dig that. They're gonna finalize this. This is one of the best first and second games I've played back to back. Like I really enjoyed both. I loved how the second game built on the first, but still it was a game where if you didn't play the first, you could enjoy it by itself. So like I loved how it had that duality, and I'm interested to see how they transition into the third and final one. But this is a really great series.
And one of the best video game actors
Oh my
going right now, right?
Oh, Cal Kestis. Yeah, I gave him the sexiest protagonist of
You
the
did
year last
the
year.
award, yes, on the annual Beard Awards.
Yeah. Cal Mahaгаnin. I'm probably
I think it's Moynihan, but I'm not.
Moynihan.
Jimmy, can you get
I'm
on
an
the
idiot.
actor, the kid from Shameless, the redhead?
I'm mispronouncing it, and I'm sorry.
Okay,
He's
Jim-
a great actor. Yeah, Shameless is what I know him best from. He's in a number of things, Gotham, a few other things, but really a good actor. And I'm glad that they're doing this right and just doing a trilogy, coming on strong, finishing strong. Like I'm interested to see where they go with this. It's awesome.
So that's Star Wars Jedi. This was a massive success. Now, the other one's been a bit of a struggle. Our second bit of Star Wars news, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. The remake, 6 years in the remaking. Well, it's not dead yet. Saber Games, what's going on? Duh.
Well, they finally have basically admitted that they are in production of the game. So the game is in the forefront of Saber Interactive's development. So that's the best thing. They haven't really given any in particulars. Are they going to pawn it off to a subsidiary or anything like that? How they're going to handle it development wise, but it is being worked on, and that's the most important thing because I want to play this game so bad.
Yeah, Knights
So
of
bad
the
I
Old
can't
Republic,
even
the old RPG Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic. It is happening. It will happen. We don't know when, but it is going to happen. It's leading their press releases of things that they're working on. And did we effort this? Are they the Warhammer guys? Did they just drop Warhammer 4?
Yeah, which is doing great. Sold
Great.
like 2 million copies in like less than a week or something like that. And really decent reviews. I haven't gotten to play it, but that's encouraging.
Yeah.
Because this needs a kind touch.
That's encouraging, but if they do this remake, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, if they do it right, it's going to blow that out of the water.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right?
Like, this is a game that nerds like myself have been waiting for 20 fucking years. This is one of the best fucking video games, if not just Star Wars video games, but it's so good. It's so good.
Duff, what do you want to see out of this remake? Because the 2003, it was 2003, folks.
Yeah,
It was a little clunky. It was our RPG. That's what it was, through and through. What do you want to see mixed into this game? Because the technology has changed. It's the 90s,
made a
folks.
few
Let's do this
advancements.
thing.
Yeah. So I personally, I mean, they could stick to an RPG setting, and I don't think anyone would really complain, but I don't think it'd be as successful if they went in the way of something like Final Fantasy VII, which embraced the action sequence of third person. And I think that's what they need to go with. Something that with the cross of the Jedi series, because the Jedi series did it fucking really well with the action. Somewhere in between there,
some live in the moment action combat instead of like
bingo
choosing what you're going to go with. Yeah.
The turn-based, it's cool and it has its place, but I think gamers and Star Wars fans really want to see the transition into something like the Final Fantasy VII remakes and stuff, where they're making it a mix of both that turn-based with a full action sequence, and you can lean on one or the other if you want.
Especially for a game that's now over 20 years old, and we've been talking about a remake for 6 years. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. If they do it, and they do it right, it's going to be huge, and a lot of people are very excited for this. So, Saber Interactive, let's hope this thing really is in the works and really is happening, and they do it right.
Yeah.
You ready for the top 5?
Let's do it, man.
We end the show with the top 5 rankings. This week, in honor of Starcom, Unknown Space. Check out Dove's review out now at Two Hats and a Beard. His Indie Spotlight, Please. Starcom, Unknown Space. He's a big fan of this game. We'll find that out very soon. Top 5 exploration games. Space exploration games. Top 5. Top 5 space exploration games. Number 5.
Number 5 has to be Ratchet and Clank. Now, it's a lot of exploration in space, but you go to the planets, and that's where the exploration really sets off. Like, you get to choose your planets. It's not too much going through galaxies, but planet to planet, and the levels that you explore are fucking mind-blowing. They're beautiful. They fully embrace the technology. It's such a good game, such a good explorer.
Hell yeah. I just want to make sure that Todd Howard is taking notes of how great each individual planet is, how unique and how wonderful
it's
and full it is.
So different. It's not just a carbon copy with slightly different color palettes, fully different levels, designs, characters, the whole thing. Like, they took their time, and that's why it's so cool. Check out Ratchet and Clank, A Rift Apart. One of the best.
Top 5 space exploration games. Number 5, Ratchet and Clank, A Rift Apart. Number 4, Dove.
Star Trek Online. An oldie but a goodie. And it's starting to show, it seems, but they're still updating it. They're still taking time to put into it. So if you have a PC or one of the next generation consoles, I believe you can still play it. I have it on my PlayStation. It's a great game, great exploration. You get to be an up and coming captain. You get to build your ship of sorts. You get to build your crew, and you get to experience what that universe looked like. It was a lot of fun, and it's really cool to explore some planets.
And who among us, like, if you're still listening to this episode and watching this episode, who among us hasn't dreamed of being an up and coming captain, for the Starfleet? This is ridiculous.
It was great for its time. Again, it's showing its.
But you can still have new gameplay. They're still updating.
They're still updating this thing. I mean, it's great for exploring. You get to see those planets, that universe that you always dreamed of.
And that's what Star Trek's really all about. Discovering the new planets, going down there. If you're Captain Kirk, going down there yourself and taking your entire crew down there and risking everybody's life in the mission. Number 4, Star Trek Online. Number 3, space exploration game. What do you got?
All right, it's a new one, but like frankly, it's my new favorite. Starcom Unknown Space.
Number 3.
I fucking love this game. I'm sorry, even on YouTube, they're giving me shit like this is a commercial, but I fucking love it. I'll tell you right now, it's what you always dreamed of. If you like the Voyager series of Star Trek, it's that. You're shipped off to another part of the universe. You don't have a lot of help, and you're trying to find your way back. You're trying to explore. It's a lot of fun. You get to build your ship. You got a crew. You have to explore. You got to put clues together, and it doesn't hold your hand. So I really loved it. And the combat's great. Just to boot. The combat's so much fun.
Yeah. I'm not here to, say recency bias, because you put a lot of time into these games. Is any of this at all that it's new and you love it?
No.
It might be a little bit.
It might be a little bit, but like honestly, I feel like Starcom did it better than Star Trek Online with the space exploration part. And they also had a completely different alien race set, so like you didn't know what was going on. So it was really an experience where when you play Star Trek Online, you kind of know what the characters are going to do. You know what I mean? So it was different. So I like it a little bit better.
So Starcom Unknown Space comes in at number 3 on the top 5 space exploration games. It's new. Dove's Indie Spotlight on this game. Go watch the review if you're questioning, if you want to see some things, you want to know what's going on here, whether you buy it or not, whether you try this game or not. Go watch the review at 2 Hats and a Beard, Indie Spotlight from the Dove. All right, top 5 space exploration games. You got Ratchet and Clank, Star Trek Online, Starcom Unknown Space, and number 2.
Number 2, Mass Effect. Now, my favorite is the first, but frankly, you can play any in the original trilogy. They're fantastic. Just a true like exploration. You don't know what's going on. You're trying to piece things together. You're a captain of a ship. You get to see what's going on the inside of your ship. You get to explore planets, try to find places to land, try and collect resources. And then you also have that like diplomatic thing where you're trying to, talk to other races, and, what you say and do matters. It's just a hell of a lot of fun.
You're a true captain. True captain of the ship, Mass Effect.
Kirk style.
I mean, this game, a few of these games, actually, certainly Star Trek Online, Mass Effect, at number 1, are all part of a bigger review that you did, Starfield Alternative.
Yeah.
And so I've heard about these before, and I've seen a lot of these games. They look great. Mass Effect's part of it, but nothing's a bigger part of it than number 1. Your number 1 top 5 space exploration game.
No Man's Sky. You can't do space exploration with that not being on the list. It's amazing. So many places to explore, over a quintillion planets to look at. You can't even, my brain doesn't have enough room to fit all the zeros in that, man. Like, it's a lot of places to go, and you could never go to the same place twice if you didn't want to. You could just go planet to planet for the rest of your life and never run out of shit. Like, that's amazing for a game.
It's it boggles the mind. So it's basically an infinite amount of planets that you can go land on and explore in No Man's Sky. This Ledger review of Starfield Alternatives, No Man's Sky, was the clear number 1 for you, and it's a clear number 1 here, top 5 space exploration games. How do they do that? I mean, how do they have... Todd Howard has the same planet a dozen times, and he calls it a game. How do they?
They're running on different engines, but like it's all about procedurally generating stuff. And yeah, there'll be a little bit of repetitiveness for sure, but like, yeah, it's incredible. I'm not a fucking developer. What they do on No Man's Sky is truly remarkable and genius. I mean, it's something to play.
No Man's Sky, go play that game. Top 5 space exploration games. Number 5, Ratchet and Clank. A Rift Apart. Number 4, Star Trek Online. Number 3, Starcom, Unknown Space. Number 2, Mass Effect. Number 1, No Man's Sky. Dove, what's coming up Monday?
Monday we have the top selling games in sports. So each
Top selling titles
in
sports
games. Yeah, I fucked up the title. It's my own title. I didn't write that down. I'm a dumbass. But essentially what I'm doing is I'm looking at the top selling sport game for each sport. Some of the top sports: basketball, baseball, golf. What am I missing? I already said baseball. Racing, football,
soccer
or football. You know,
yeah, boxing.
Hell yeah, I gotta put boxing.
All right.
So I did a lot of research.
Yeah,
it's pretty hard because EA doesn't like to publish their failures. So
right,
had to comb through a lot of bullshit to get what I wanted. But I got a really good list. It's coming out Monday.
All right, best-selling sports titles. That's out Monday. Dove's Digital Deep Dives at 2 Hats and a Beard. Listen, you're a very intelligent young man. You're not only young, but you're very intelligent, too. You got it all, baby. You can put asses in the seats. You know, I don't like to hear you put yourself down like that. I'm talking to you.
The person on...
Yeah, the big guy with the big beard.
Yeah.
Come on. Listen, you're doing great. Hey, Jim Adams. Jim Adams, 2 Hats and a Beard.
What's that?
Did you find out the kid from Shameless? What is his name? Cal Kestis.
Yeah, great show. Couple things to clean up. First of all, Cameron Moynihan.
Cameron
I think that's what
Moynihan.
you said.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am
The
bad
Shameless
with
actor.
names.
Who
Yeah.
also has a doppelganger. William Poulter, who plays Adam Warlock.
Jesus
So
Christ.
it's a small world.
Not even close.
Well, okay.
Not even close.
All right. What else?
That's what you say. And also, when you said the creators of Dead Static Drive weren't happy on the state of the game, that state was Alabama. So just so everybody knows, really poor dental health down there.
I didn't ask you to riff. Nobody asked you to riff.
What a dick.
Sorry, but
Go
that's it.
away.
Otherwise,
Stop. Go away. Nobody told you to freestyle. Nobody told you to riff. I asked you for an answer to who the name of an actor from Star Trek Jedi, and you decided to...
Adam
It was
Moynihan.
his time to make a joke.
It wasn't Adam Moynihan. Now you can't even get it right. Cameron.
Damn.
Thank you.
We got the first name right.
Brother
I was
is
in the
also
ballpark. I just can't pronounce.
If
Yeah,
we can
it's
end the
tricky.
show a little bit cleaner than we normally do.
I wish. It's not
Jim,
gonna
stop
happen.
talking. Nobody told you to riff. You went off on this, crude Alabama bit. He's the Gamer Buff. He's Dove Larson. He's here for you. He's got your reviews. You want him to review something? Send him an email. 2 Hats and a Beard. Go to 2 Hats and a Beard and contact us. You want him to review? Are you an indie game developer? Talk to the Beard. He's got your back. Dove's Digital Deep Dive, the Indie Spotlight, the Gamer Buff podcast. You're listening and watching right now at 2 Hats and a Beard. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. We really, really do. We'll do it again in a week. Game on!
Game on, Jeff.
Game on, Jimmy.
Great show.
Nobody told you to riff.
Check it.
You know, I took a chance. Probably a mistake. Next time I'll know. Hey, knowing's half the battle. All right. Now listen.